Okay, so we'll begin. This session is to revisit what was done in our Cloud Skills Challenge that was held on 9th April to 30th April. And then if you didn't do the challenge, we're going to go through all the Microsoft technologies used in security. So it's going to be a packed session. And yeah, hope you'll learn a thing or two from it. My name is Lilian Wanjiko. I'm a Better Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. And yeah, I will be taking you through this session. Microsoft has like a lot of tools for security. So whatever we are going to cover are mainly the basics and to have that knowledge of what we can use for our cloud platform, which can be Azure or maybe AWS. Yeah, so you can check out the tools that we're going to be discussing today. Okay, so we'll start with some definitions. So we have cyber attack, threat, landscape, and attack vector. Also, as I continue discussing these things, you can also send your messages or questions on the chat, and you can also raise your hand. So a cyber attack is any attempt to gain illegal access. Yeah, it can be, they usually say any device that is connected to the internet can be hacked. Even these days, they hack cars. Cars can be hacked also. So you can park your car outside and then you can find it has been taken away. Maybe someone got access to it. Yeah, so those are cyber attacks we may face this time. And it can cause damage, loss of data, and many other bad influences there. There's also threat landscape. So there's a thin line between threat landscape and attack vector. So you might get confused and not understand what it is, but for a threat vector, in simple terms, it's like specific thing that the attack actor is trying to find. Let's say maybe, let's give an example of an Instagram account. So I'll use that for defining the threat landscape and attack vector. So for a hacker, they will try to get your social account. And once they get your social account for Instagram, they have access to your DMs, to your posts, to everything. They can even post things themselves. So the threat landscape in this situation is your social account, the Instagram account you have. And now for the attack vector, it is the Instagram app itself. So I hope that that difference has been clearly outlined. Don't know if there's any issue on that. Yeah, so to repeat the example, the threat landscape in a situation of an Instagram account is the Instagram account you own yourself. But for the attack vector, it's the Instagram platform itself that is the one the hacker is trying to gain access to. So yes, I don't know if there's any question concerning that. Okay, we can continue. Okay, so okay, let me see. There's someone who's raised their hand. Yeah, Teresa, you can go on.
I was asking, can either, for example, Facebook can it be used as an attack vector?
Yes, Facebook can be used as an attack vector. Like anything that has the access to internet, it can be used as an attack vector. Even cloud itself, the cloud platform, because it's connected to the internet, it can be used as an attack vector.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. That was a good question. So can proceed if there is no other question. Okay. So in cybersecurity, there is a very let me say important, or it's important, also common, and also something that you may be asked in interviews, because it's like the basics, the fundamentals of cybersecurity. It's called the CIA triad. So what the CIA triad is mainly a framework and kind of like what aspects will you be building things considering cybersecurity. So maybe you are trying to come up with an organization or website. So you are using a website in your organization. They must follow the CIA triad. So the CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So these three aspects must be in your website for it to be secure. Also, note whatever we are discussing because there is a slide challenge at the end. Okay, for confidentiality, it's like saying you have, as an organization, you have all the data to the people who have joined your organization. You must have it to yourself and not share it with other people, so that it's kind of, that's confidentiality, like kind of keeping like a secret. Yeah, that's a simple term for it. So you must have the data stored well in a way that it is not accessible to other people outside your organization. And for integrity, this means that the data that has been shared by those people should it should remain the same way that they sent it. So maybe someone sent a message. That message should not be tampered with in any way, shape, or form. It should remain as it is. That is what we mean by integrity. Yeah, the data should remain as it is. For availability, this means that the data that was shared to you by the users in that organization should always be available or should have a high availability scale. So the data that was provided, you ensure that it can be accessed anytime. Yeah, so that is what we mean by availability. So we have an example of Azure security tools that we can use, or rather Microsoft tools that we can use for Azure, is like Azure DDoS protection. So for DDoS, what we mean by that is distributed denial of service. So we are going to look into it more as we continue. So this is a definition of a DDoS attack. Yeah, you can look through the documentation there. So it is usually when a perpetrator floods any endpoint that's publicly reachable through the internet with fake traffic from multiple computers. So let me simplify this. So when an attacker has done the DDoS attack, it means that they had multiple computers or maybe servers that they sent harmful traffic to a specific location. Don't know if I've explained that well. So what normally occurs in a DDoS attack is when you have your, let's say your computer there. Let's give an example of a computer. So your computer has been attacked by let me say one computer. So that is the computer of the hacker. They have attacked your computer, but using one computer. So you see, you can easily detect where that malicious traffic is coming from. So what a hacker will instead do, they will do the DDoS attack. Yeah, so for one computer, the first situation where the hacker used one computer to hack your computer is called a denial of service. But now distributed denial of service is where the hacker becomes smart and uses multiple sources to attack your computer, while flooding the computer with different malicious traffic. So this traffic is like, maybe they are sending multiple requests. Like you see the way you use a website and you have a form, and then you submit data in that form. So then they will try and use a botnet. A botnet now is kind of a, let me say, a bot that now sends those traffic to the computer you have. Yeah, don't know if I've explained it well, but that is it. The hacker uses multiple sources to attack one computer or one service that is there. They can also attack a server. So maybe you have a website, it's hosted in a specific server. They will attack that server and the website will go down. So the people using your website won't be able to access your website. That is very, very crucial because an organization can lose a whole day, or depending on the impact that the DDoS did to maybe the server or the website itself, that can impact an organization very badly. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the explanation there. The activity triggers a denial of services to legitimate users by overwhelming their services capabilities. That is what DDoS does for an organization or any service that you have. It shuts it down and it won't be able to provide the services that it should. Okay. If you have any question, you can remember to share it in the chat or unmute so that you can hear you. Okay. So let's say now we have discovered that this DDoS can impact our business. So what we'll use is called Azure DDoS protection. That is a service in Azure that helps us to protect our services from DDoS, whether it be a website a website or maybe your virtual networks. It uses a DDoS policy and it is auto-configured and optimized by applying machine learning algorithms and network traffic monitoring. So this means that Azure DDoS protection will detect, like, is this traffic coming into the platform well? Like, are they multiple fishy traffic coming through? So if it finds that it's that type of traffic, it will shut that down for a moment and analyze that network that is coming through the service. Yeah. Also, the explanation is there. The second point, when traffic exceeds maximum limit, packets are rerouted automatically, and then they are sent to a protected resource performing checks. So yeah, this ensures the packets aren't malformed. So packets are like in form of those networks themselves, the IP addresses, the messages that was sent. Yeah, that is what those networks are referred to, like packets. DDoS protection does not apply to app service environments. So as long as we are talking about the way we can utilize Azure DDoS protection in our Azure platform or maybe in your cloud platform, whatever service you have that contains those app service environments, it won't be able to be protected by Azure DDoS. So that is one environment that Azure DDoS cannot assist in. Can move to Azure Firewall. So Azure Firewall is another Microsoft solution for security, mostly in the Azure platform. So we can have a brief explanation of what is a firewall, and we'll define inbound and outbound traffic together with DNAT and SNAT. So DNAT in full is Destination Network Address Translation, and SNAT is Source Network Address Translation, and we'll get into them and to know their differences and what is their meaning in the next slide. Okay, so a firewall. So we usually hear of people saying how firewalls protect their network and how firewalls are important to configure for anything that you have, especially if you're a networks person, like you have different virtual networks connected, you're required or you are advised to have firewalls protecting that network that you have. So a firewall is a network security that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing traffic. So this incoming and outgoing traffic, we're going to discuss it also in inbound and outbound. They are usually referred to as inbound and outbound. So incoming traffic is inbound and outgoing traffic is outbound. And for inbound traffic, it means any traffic that is coming from the outside of the network that you have. So let's give an explanation or a simple explanation maybe of WhatsApp. So in the situation of WhatsApp, you have received a message from someone that is inbound traffic. So yeah, that is a brief portrayal of inbound and outbound. And when you yourself send a message, it's outbound traffic. So the outbound traffic is traffic originating inside your networks. So you sent the message from your account, so the other person received it. And yeah, that is the situation for inbound and outbound. Sometimes it's explained in depth and maybe complex and you might not understand, but you can use that explanation to have inbound and outbound traffic stick. Yeah. So firewalls, like in the explanation of firewalls, that is the terms that they use. So you have to understand it well. And for DNAT and SNAT, now DNAT, it translates the inbound traffic, which is, you see the inbound traffic that we've said. Inbound traffic, we've said that in the situation of WhatsApp, it's like receiving a message from someone. So the same way for DNAT. So DNAT will take that traffic that has been received and it will change it to a private IP address. I don't know if all of us like understand what an IP address is. If you don't know, you can raise your hand, or if you know, you can share with us what you understand by an IP address. Maybe for me, the way I can explain an IP address, it's like an identifying factor or maybe number that is assigned to anything that is connected to the internet. I can say that, yeah. Yeah, I think with that, we can proceed with that explanation. So with that in mind, DNAT translates any traffic that is originating from outside your network to a private IP address. So this is because when you are getting these networks and all of that, the firewall should be able to point what specific device the network is going to. That is why DNAT is there. So the traffic has been received outside the network, the firewall takes it up, and then it sends it to the specific device that was intended to go to. That is the work of DNAT. And for SNAT, it translates the outbound traffic. This is the traffic that is coming from your network. That contains the private IP address. So any traffic that you send to an organization outside, it contains the private IP address, which identifies your maybe your device, say your laptop, your computer, your phone. So that contains the private IP address. So the firewall will take any network coming from your device, which contains the private IP address, and it will send it to the specific device that was intended to be sent to by translating it to a public IP address. So with that explanation, I don't know if we have had that explanation well. Who can tell me what is the purpose of the firewall translating the private IP address? If you have any idea of why SNAT is there, why the SNAT is there to assist in a firewall, you can send a message on the chat or unmute. Yeah, like why is SNAT required in a firewall? Okay, Sandra, you can unmute and proceed.
Hi, so I have background noise. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, you are clear.
That is to allow private addresses in the network to be able to communicate to the internet. Now the SNAT will translate the machine's IP address to the firewall's public IP address, which will enable that hosts to be able to access or communicate with resources in the internet.
Okay, that's a good explanation. Okay, Teresa, you can unmute.
Okay, for me, DNAT, it translate inbound traffic, and this with this it looks deeper into network traffic into itself to identify any malicious activity that has to be blocked. That is what I can say on my end.
Okay, that is a good explanation. Yeah. Those two answers have basically covered that explanation better. And also another thing I can add for SNAT, the SNAT is important because it will translate the private IP address, that is the address of your device, to a public IP address. The reason for this is to kind of mask the IP address of your device, so that when someone receives maybe the message, maybe anything that comes in form of a network or traffic, that when they receive it, they're not able to know the IP address of your device specifically. They won't know the exact IP address of your machine. So that is the importance of the translation and the way the firewall is working to help us in that. Okay, can see a chat. Yeah, SNAT enables traffic from private network to communicate with the internet. Yes, that's a good explanation. Okay, we can proceed with another Microsoft technology, which is called Microsoft Sentinel. So Sentinel mainly it governs the things that you do on your network, anything that you do on your services. So it checks the events on Azure. So the main, let's say the main importance of checking the events happening is, you see the way the DDoS attack was happening. So it shows the main traffic that is coming from a specific location. So an event will track that. It will track those events coming to your device or maybe your platform. So Sentinel is there for managing and checking those traffics. So yeah, this is an explanation of it. It is a cloud native CM system that allows security operations teams to collect, analyze, and perform security operations on their computer systems. So as we move on, we are going to know what CM is, and also another system called SOAR, SOAR. Yeah. So Microsoft Sentinel uses CM and SOAR. How it works is the full form of CM, by the way, is Security, Information, and Event Management. So with that in mind, you can see what CM is used for. It's like managing and gathering information of what is happening in our systems or maybe in our services. Then for SOAR in its full form is security, orchestration, automation, and response. So once we have gathered all the information of what is happening in our system or maybe in our service, what should we do? So SOAR is there to respond to anything that seems fishy, anything that is out of the ordinary that is collected from the CM data. Okay. And Sentinel does not require installation of servers on premises or in the cloud. Yeah. So Sentinel is used in the Azure, Azure platform. Yeah, Azure portal. So it does not require you to have a server on the cloud. You start setting up servers, or maybe you have your own servers physically. It does not require all that. What it requires is you signed up to the Azure portal and having your account running and also having services to monitor through the Microsoft Sentinel. So yeah, basically CM, so those are the descriptions there. So CM collects data from its infrastructure, software, and resources, and then it analyzes it, generating alerts and incidents. So from there, SOAR takes that information up and it takes alerts from multiple sources and now it triggers action-driven automated workflows to mitigate issues. So that's how CM and SOAR works for Microsoft Sentinel. So we can't have one without the other, because when you have CM alone, nothing will be able to be mitigated in the information you are gathering. I think we can proceed if you don't have any issues. Okay. Microsoft Defender. We are covering the Microsoft tools we have, not because we are supposed to use all of them, but to know what is important for us to use in maybe our organizations or anything that you can see, maybe the factors we've discussed in each of the tools, and then you will know from there what tool that I need to use in my platform. Microsoft Defender is, let's say, a general tool, because it will do the same things like analyzing the things coming through our services, the events that are not normal. It also has alerts. So we can do the same almost with Microsoft Defender, but the difference with it is it has the secure score. So secure score means when you have your services in the Azure platform, maybe you have the apps there, the website you've hosted, maybe the virtual machines, all of those. Now Microsoft Defender analyzes them and tells you how secure those services are. The secure score of 44% is not that good. Okay, let's say it's 50-50. But if we had maybe say 96, that would be great, because we know that our services and our services that we're providing in the cloud are very secure. And if there are chances of being attacked, maybe minimal, and if they happen, you're able to work on it. So that is the work of Defender. It always looks out for your services, the things that you're using, the resources, and it tells you a general response on what you're supposed to do and how to mitigate those issues that you are facing. It is designed to protect secure hybrid cloud environments in Azure, AWS, GCP, and on premises. So with this in mind, this means that hybrid cloud environments, they are, let's say organization has decided to use the cloud and it has Azure, it has maybe AWS, and then it has an on-premise service. On-premise means that you have the servers required to host that cloud platform, that you yourself have the data center, you have everything set up on your own means. But for the Azure platform that is usually made by them themselves, Microsoft. Microsoft will check out how to have those servers running, how to have the data centers there. The data centers are the one that contain all those physical machines that we require, like the servers and all of that. So a hybrid cloud environment contains either the public or private cloud environment, and then you also add them with the on-premise platform. And the Microsoft Defender, it also has the recommendations on how to improve security posture. Yeah, that is what we've discussed for Secure Score. That is the main use for Microsoft Defender, but it has a lot of uses and a lot of configurations that we can use to secure our services. Okay, I don't know if you have any question. You can raise your hand or share in the chat. Okay. Now, I think this is another platform that we have. Not basically a platform, but a system, an AI system. This one has come through recently, and Microsoft is creating awareness on it, and it's coming up with different people sharing the insights that they have gotten through with it, and other people giving ideas on what to improve on with the platform because it's a new system. Yeah. So Copilot has been there, but now we have the security for Copilot. Now it's like Copilot specifically catering to security services that we may require. If you've used Copilot before, I don't know if any of us has used Copilot. Yeah. For me personally, I've used maybe Copilot in sometimes VS Code, where maybe you have things in the code that you have to fix, or maybe you're lost of ideas on what to add, what to remove from your code. So Copilot, when you integrate it with VS Code, it assists you in coding. It's like having another partner with you when you're coding to assist you in coding. Yeah, and it's using AI. So security for Copilot is the first generative AI security product that empowers security using AI. Yeah, so that is it. Like, I think it's the first security product that we can use for organizations. Teams can be able to use them together. Like, it has a great integration. And it was available for purchase as of April 1st, 2024. Yes. So it's a pretty new thing. And sometimes we have the issue of AI being used in security, or how can we secure AI? But I think this is a way. So instead of focusing on maybe all the issues AI comes through, they decided to use AI itself to cater for security in our products. Yeah, so basically it's kind of like ChatGPT, but it's not really. It has that great integration. We'll have a video demonstration of how it works. So it has the prompt bar the way ChatGPT has, where you can ask it questions, and it's focused on security. You can tell it maybe you have integrated it with Azure, and maybe if you've integrated it with Microsoft products you're using. So you'll ask the Copilot for security, what areas or what tools can I use for my Azure platform? That only, and it will generate for you maybe the services you're using in Azure because you've already configured it with Azure, and it will understand the services you're using and environments you have so that it can cater to, and it will suggest to the services you can use in security for it. Yeah. So that is mainly the way it works. Also, it can assist in customizing reports. Yeah, for cybersecurity analysts mainly, they usually require to customize reports on what is happening in their services, what is happening in security of their products. Let's say maybe their service was hacked. Maybe let's use an example of the one we discussed, DDoS. So a DDoS attack occurred on maybe April 2nd. They will have a report saying all of what happened and how it happened and what things were targeted by the attack. Yeah. So Copilot will assist us in generating that whole report in a security-based format. That is basically what Copilot does. And it's interesting because AI is being used a lot in the things we have. So having an AI for security is very great because security these days, people are being aware of it and some are being aware of it on a wrong basis. They are currently seeing ways how to attack maybe services, how to hack platforms. So it's great having a service that can assist us in mitigating these issues. And that is the final platform that we had to discuss today. Microsoft Copilot was not discussed in the challenge. It was an additional security security service that I found it great to discuss on because it's currently a new one and it's nice learning new things. Okay, I'll send the slides to the WhatsApp group. If you're not in it, I'll share a link at the end of the call. Yeah, these are the links that you can check out. The Rod 10s work with Copilot on GitHub. This one is a link to a Microsoft employee, I don't know, a Microsoft worker, yeah, who has been using Copilot and documents what things you can do on Copilot. Yeah, so you can check his work out. Yeah, these are my details. Yeah, you can reach out to me through these platforms on WhatsApp. I'm there on LinkedIn, X, and also on Instagram. Now we have the slide challenge. So, which Microsoft platform have we been using for maybe the challenges? Have we been using to learn more about Microsoft? A number of us selected Microsoft Learn, which is a good detail because Microsoft Azure is usually for the cloud services that we're looking for. And Microsoft Learning is it was a trick answer. There's no platform called Microsoft Learning. Microsoft Engage, it was outdated, I think. So yeah, the correct answer is Microsoft Learn. Yeah, we have Maureen leading us in that, and Michelle, Crystal, Brandon, Katie. Nice job. Okay, we'll go to the next question. What are the 3 security principles that we discussed concerning the CIA triad? Yeah, you can, yeah, and be careful on the answers. Okay, so we have majority of us selecting confidentiality, integrity, availability, and then at least compliance. The last one wasn't selected, confidentiality, integrity, and accountability. So the correct answer is the third option. For compliance, integrity, and availability, compliance is not there. Yeah, so the third option is the one that is correct. Okay, next question. In Azure DDoS protection, which service is not supported? We discussed the services that Azure DDoS protects. So if you can remember, you can select the option that is correct for you. Okay. So we have all the above selected. I don't know if we gave up or what, but yeah, all of the above. Azure Web Apps was not selected, Azure Virtual Machines, Azure App Service. So the correct answer is Azure App Service. Yeah, that is the service that DDOS does not protect. It is not able to support app service. And for the rankings, Maureen is still on the lead. So don't give up in these questions. We still have like, I think it's how many? I have 7 questions to go. So yeah, don't give up. Okay. So for the next question, inbound traffic, what does that mean? We discussed it and explained with a demonstration of WhatsApp messages, how WhatsApp messages work, and how we can apply to inbound and outbound traffic. So you can select the correct option according to the way you understood it. Okay, so we have majority of us selecting originating inside your network, and some of us selected originating outside your network, and none of us selected the other two, which is good. So I don't know what you guys think. You can see in the correct answer, but inbound traffic, I'm sure why you guys selected inside your network, but let's proceed with the correct answer. So the correct answer is outside your network, because you said that inbound traffic, it's like in a WhatsApp situation, when you're sending messages to someone, okay, that is outbound. But when you receive message from someone, that is inbound. It's like it's getting into your network. So yeah, be careful on the terms. Yeah, when you see inbound, just think of that scenario and then you'll get the correct answer. So the leaderboard, we have Maureen leading us still. Michelle, Crystal, Sandra, Brandon. Yeah. I don't know if you take a breather, but you can move to the next question. Okay, so we have, what is the full form of SOA? We discussed SOA in Microsoft Sentinel when discussing the different ways Microsoft Sentinel is used. SOA, and maybe it was SOA and CM. Yeah. We have security orchestration, automation, and response being selected by 78 of us. And then the other two, the last ones weren't selected. And then you have secure orchestration. So this was a trick question. The second option, let me see. The correct answer is the first one. The full form is security orchestration, automation, and response. So yeah, that is something you can also take a note of while continuing. And in the leaderboard, we have Maureen. Maureen is still leading with us, and Michelle, Crystal, and then we have Sandra and Brandon. Yeah, we have 5 more questions. 5 more questions to determine where you will be in the leaderboard. So don't lose hope. Okay, we can go to the next question. When did Microsoft Security for Copilot become publicly available for purchase? When was it launched for everyone to purchase, to use? Yeah, we discussed it in the slides, so you can try and remember what we discussed. Okay, majority of us selected April 1st, and then some of us selected April 15th. So you can reveal maybe the correct answer. Okay, the correct answer is April 1st, 2024. For April 15, yeah, you had good guessing power, I can say. But I'm happy none of us selected March 1st, January 17th. Let's see the leaderboard. No one wants to outshine Maureen. Okay, can go to the next question. Can Microsoft Defender be configured for use in hybrid cloud environments? So you can select yes or no. We discussed this briefly on the slides, so you can try and remember. If you are away, you can try and guess. Yeah, so you have most of us selecting yes, and 11% of us selecting no. Yeah, you can reveal the answer. The correct answer is yes, because you said Microsoft Defender can be configured to assist us in the on-premises environments we have, even the hybrid cloud environment. So Microsoft Defender can be used also in AWS and GCP. So that is the correct answer. Let's see the leaderboard. So Maureen is still leading. And then Michelle, Crystal, Brandon, and Sandra. Next question. Next question. We have, which two solutions does Sentinel use? You can try and remember what we discussed. We've also had another question having some kind of definition on one of them. So you can try and estimate which of them have been used. Okay, we have 11% selecting SOA and CM. And then we have 89% of us selecting SOA and CM. And then SOA alone and none of the above were selected. Were not selected, sorry. So CM is really nothing. It was a trick option. So CM is not there. Okay. Majority of us got it correct. And if you didn't, you can take note of this. So it is SOA and CM that is used in Microsoft Sentinel. And for the leaderboard, we have Maureen still leading. And then we have Michelle, Crystal, Sandra, and Teresa. So yes, you can try and decide you want to maybe overtake someone there. We have other questions following up. We have 2 more questions. So we can go to the next question, which is, what is the full form of DNAT? So DNAT, we discussed it on Azure Firewall, and we discussed the DNAT, SNAT, how it's used, and also I explained the full form. So you can try and check out and be careful with the answers. Okay, so this one, I think we just voted. We voted according to the way we remember, I guess. And some of us voted maybe due to time. Yeah. So we have 50 of us selecting destination network address translation, and then 13 destination network adapter translation. And then we have 38% selecting destination network address transmitter. The correct answer is the people who selected 50%, which is destination network address translation. We can have the final question. Let's check the leaderboard. The leaderboard, Maureen is still leading, Michelle, Sandra, Crystal, and Teresa. Okay. Next question. This one we didn't discuss. It's mainly, let's say, a basic question. If you don't know, it's okay, but it will assist you in maybe future discussions you'll have, or maybe anything, maybe someone asks you that question, you'll get to know how to answer it. So, is a virus a type of malware? The answer is yes. A virus is a type of a malware, including worms, maybe the other one is called ransomware, where someone encrypts the data you have, making it not able to be read. So you have to pay a certain amount for it to be decrypted, for your data to now be restored to the original form. So those are types of malware. So you can say malware is like the housing of all of those, let's call them attacks. The viruses, worms, ransomware, even spywares, those are types of malwares. So when someone asks you that question, answer yes. Now the leaderboard. Maureen is leading, and then we have Michelle and Crystal and Sandra and Teresa. So congratulations to the rest of us and all of us who participated. That was a good participation for all of us. Let me send the WhatsApp group link so that you can join, and also for the top five, you should be also in the group so that you don't miss out on and the information. If we have incentives, we can select you to receive them. Yeah, also incentives, they come in form of LinkedIn vouchers, Xbox vouchers. And for LinkedIn, you'll have a LinkedIn Premium voucher where you can have an account that you can contact anyone basically. And it's not restricted like the way the basic one is usually. And it's valid for 12 months. So you can check out the benefits of having a premium account. Also, you can have LinkedIn Learning, which is a platform where you can get free resources to learn more about anything, basically, even if it's marketing, maybe art, everything is on LinkedIn Learning. So once you have premium, that is an access you can get. Okay, the link to the group is the one I've sent. Hopefully you can join the group. Yeah, also the group is focused on sharing anything we have concerning the cloud, whether it's AWS, GCP, Azure. If you have any links, any events you want to share about the cloud, you can share it through that WhatsApp group. Yes. Concerning incentives also, I don't know, we can try and see if, I don't know if you guys are fans of Xbox, gaming, Discord Premium. I don't know, it's called Discord. Yeah, that version of paying on Discord. You can also share if you want more of LinkedIn Premium vouchers or more of Xbox vouchers. For Xbox, it's usually for lasting 3 months. So if you have the voucher, you'll get the benefits for 3 months. If you have the LinkedIn Premium voucher, it will be worth 1 year. So you can share with me which voucher you'd like to have. Yeah, we have 10 minutes to end, but yeah, we've completed the whole session. You can share whatever you've learned while you end the meeting, or any comments. Where do we need to improve on the next session? If you did the challenge, what areas were difficult for you? Yeah. For me, I can say, okay, you can exit the chat if you completed everything. If you had things to do, you can also exit. For the recording, I'll post it on YouTube so that you can review it if you have anything that you want to review. For me, as I was doing the challenge, I can say the most difficult part, or the one that had a lot of content, was for the Azure Firewall. It had a lot of content, a lot of labs to do. So yes, though I learned a lot, but it was challenging, which was also nice. In the future, we'll also have events for the cloud with other experts. So if you'd like more of those, you can also share. Yeah, everything will be posted on the group. Any events, any cloud skills challenges that we'll have, I'll post them in the group. Yes. Yeah, I think we can end there if you don't have anything to say. Yeah, I enjoyed the session personally. It was good interacting with you all. Goodbye.